the Soccer Podcast from dailyfantasylobby.com. Hey everybody, and welcome to the dailyfantasylobby.com weekly soccer podcast. I'm Christy. I'm here with David. David is the CEO and owner at dailyfantasylobby.com.
Great, thanks Christy, thanks for having me here.
And you can see David's in fancy dress. He's going to be impersonating a golfer later on.
I sure am.
Okay, so first things first, we want to discuss the latest news in DFS-land. The PokerStars news is obviously massive headline news. They're going to be entering the DFS space, but we think that that's so important and significant.
So important.
It warrants its own podcast, so we're going to shoot an entirely independent one for the PokerStars news. So the other main news, David, do you want to lead us on this one?
Well, it's exciting, isn't it? Are we talking MLS?
We're talking MLS
at DraftKings. It has arrived, folks.
Yeah.
I think you're every bit as excited as we are to know that fact.
They're not really rolling it out with massive fanfare, are they?
I don't think we've quite seen the fireworks that we were expecting. There is a $15,000 guaranteed tournament this weekend, which is the flagshipper. So we noticed something quite interesting about that when we looked at the Super Lobby this morning, and I know there's 2 days to go, but there's 90% overlay.
91, look at this. You know what, I'll just kind of walk you through the process of how to find this. So on the dailyfantasylobby.com site, you go into the Super Lobby tab. We're going to filter it by soccer, and then we're just going to look at the guaranteed prize pool, and it's the one at the very top if you filter it by prize pool. So look at that $15,000 guarantee. They need 858 runners to hit it, and they're currently sitting on 65. Now I know we're 2 days away from kickoff.
We are 2 days away, but you know, our soccer guys get up pretty early in the morning, and the guys who want to play that, they know about it, and potentially they're entered. Now I know that Daily Fantasy Lobby in the soccer section also has the lineups and the injury news, and it's likely that they aren't live yet, so we don't have the MLS lineups in there, so maybe people are waiting for that to happen. 91% overlay is absolutely enormous. It's not going to be 91 come kickoff time. No, it could be 89 or 80 or 87. Yeah, I think MLS needs a bit of a lift here. I think.
How would you do it? How would you market it as a marketing guy yourself?
Okay, I think it's hard. I think it gets lost. The 15k competition is getting lost in amongst all the things that are happening. I mean, golf is now the big weekend sport, sort of seemingly. You know, you've still got NBA, you've still got other stuff happening. I would stick up a 250k, 300k guarantee. Get the rest of the community excited. There's no way everyone's going to let that go off with a 100k or even a 75k overlay. So you know what? You might end up doing 50k. Well, what's that? It's chump change to DraftKings these days, and you're going to end up with a lot of cross sell from your other sports users.
So we think that fanfare, we think that heralding the arrival of MLS.
It's going. Nobody watches MLS. Nobody bets on MLS. Nobody plays MLS. You know, you've got to create some interest in MLS.
You've got to give them a reason to.
A reason.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But then I'm no expert on the subject. I don't have the marketing background, but it does make you think. Okay, so every week they're running like an 8k EPL guaranteed, a 10k, a 7k. Is the 15k MLS, you know, as a flagship event, is that really standing out? I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it.
All right. Let's move on to our DraftKings picks for the week. So we've got our soccer lineup in, and for once, rather than me critiquing David's lineup, it's the other way around. David is going to run the rule over my selection, and we're going to start with Asmir Begovic in goals, the Stoke keeper.
Talk to me about him.
Well, I love Begovic, but he's not a massive point scorer. That's mainly because Stoke aren't the strongest defensively, kind of historically. They're playing Southampton away. That's a tough game, but there's something about the value of Begovic. I'm just going to bring
up. It's a really hard game.
4,300. You know, the way I'm seeing the goalkeeping picks this week is they're very top heavy. Okay, so you've got guys like Courtois and De Gea, obviously very expensive and big, sort of, you know, elite A-lister goalkeepers, but they're playing each other.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be with one of the top end goalies in that game. I think there's a huge chance of that game being like a 2-2 sort of game. You know, I don't think it's going to be. There's no need for that to be a Mourinho 0-0, is there?
So I'm not seeing it that way. I definitely see goals in that. Both teams are performing really well at the moment. So I'm looking at some of the other competition goalkeeping wise, and there's no one that's really standing out. And I know that process of elimination is not normally the way that I select my teams, but I think this time Asmir Begovic at just 4,300 gives me enough money to be able to come in with a headline players later on in my team.
Okay. We're not gonna.
Give me it.
I'm not gonna kill you for it. I'm not gonna kill you for it because I think there's some good stuff happening at the other end of the team. So let's just cross our fingers.
Okay.
For Begovic.
Now I've got to thank you personally for my next pick. I've got Leighton Baines, a guy who suffered with injury problems.
So huge problems all year.
Yeah.
Where's he coming from?
Well, the reason that I've come to the
I know there's a story here.
Yeah, well,
I know there's a story here.
When weighing up my selections, as always, I check out dailyfantasylobby.com. In the lineups page, now you arrive there. Actually, I'll walk you through the process. So from the homepage, at the top, you go into the soccer section, and then soccer zone again, and we go into lineups. Now here we've got some real dedicated professional data and lineup suppliers.
Correct.
And they go through all the numbers and they predict the lineups that we're going to see at the weekend. They're seeing Leighton Baines in that Everton team. When Leighton Baines plays, I pick him.
Sure, no, absolutely. I think the super lobby and the lineup section is really coming into its own in that case. And if he does play, his price has dropped a little bit from what it was earlier in the season's becoming more pickable.
Exactly. He's sitting there at $5,100. It's still pricey, but this is a guy with almost a 10 FPPG.
Yeah, sure.
He almost guarantees points.
Sure, you got a solid defence. I mean, you pick Bertrand as well, haven't you? So,
I pick him every week.
Yeah.
I might as well not even mention this guy. The exact same reasons every week.
And for that reason, can we just skip straight over Sigurdsson?
Love Gylfi so much. I love him. He's just a really, really good player, and I can't believe Spurs let him go. The guy is a winner.
Well, they're not short midfielders, are they?
That's true. That's true. They really stockpiled them, and that did for AVB. Guys like Holtby and Sigurdsson, real class act, and their careers took a backward step. Okay, so moving on.
Oh, I'd like to talk about this one actually. A smart, shrewd selection here.
Yeah.
But for Ashley Young, midfielder classification on DraftKings, bit of a striker.
Plays in attack. So if he's classified as a midfielder and he's playing in attack, you know what attack means. Attack means shots on goal. It means assists.
Crosses for him.
Crosses for Young.
Do you get points for dives?
So you get points taken away for dives.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
But Ashley Young, as far as I'm concerned, picks himself. Look at this price. I'm just bringing it up on the screen. $5,300 for a guy with an FPPG of 9.4 and a guy whose trajectory is so impressive right now. He's just going up and
confidence
up.
Player,
yeah, he absolutely is. I'm a big fan of Ashley Young. I know there are the sort of the unsavoury elements to his game, but you know what? He's not the only guy in the league who dives. An awful lot more is made of it.
Yeah, you know what? We don't have to like them. We just have to win money with them.
Exactly. So I really, really like Ashley Young for this week's side. And then up front, I've got sort of chalk and cheese.
You sort of do. You mean in terms of sort of cultured football ability versus raw British centre forward?
I mean, they're both bulldogs. But,
they are a bit, aren't they?
But certainly on the pricing scale. So to fill you in, I've got Glenn Murray from Palace, who is at $4,000, dirt cheap. And then I've got Wayne Rooney, sort of A-lister, who's over double that. He's at $9,800.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn Murray's so cheap at that price, hasn't he? He scored what?
6 and 6.
6 and 6.
6 and 6.
And he's so Balassi scored a hat trick last week. You get Zaha on the other wing and punching running around. And they're not exactly playing Chelsea this week or Man City.
I know. That's the beauty of it. I like Palace at West Brom.
Wayne Rooney.
I mean,
big game.
Big game. Man U against Chelsea. Rooney is a point scorer, as we know. He's a big game player, as we know. There is nothing that Wayne Rooney likes more than a good battle up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And he will play centre forward.
He will. And Man U's current form. It seems to me that this has been the first real consistent run of the season for Man U, and that has coincided. It could be coincidence. I don't think it is. It's coincided with a real settled first 11 from Van Gaal. He's dropped some of the big name players, Falcao and Di Maria, who we always had that feeling he was trying to kind of shoehorn into the lineup, and they've gone out, and in return, we've seen Ashley Young and Juan Mata, players with a point to prove.
Yeah.
Guys who haven't really had a settled run of football for a year or so.
I mean, guys like, Ashley Young, what was he, like a £20 million signing back in the day, and Rooney obviously was 30 million as a teenager, so.
I know, and then Mata was like 38 meg or something.
Yeah.
These are big players.
They're not playing me and you, are they?
No, exactly.
Yeah, it's not that much of a drop down. Do you think we'll see Di Maria again for Man United?
There's been a lot of talk about PSG going for him in the summer, but the thing with media talk, they have to fill column inches, and Di Maria, Man U, PSG, they sell newspapers, so we're not sure,
of course,
the veracity of these links. But also, a guy like Di Maria, the way I see it might be different to how he is in real life, but I see it as this guy is a winner. He'll want to prove himself in England. He didn't make this move lightly. He could have happily played 30 games a season for Real Madrid.
Sure.
But he wants to come to England and make it his own. It's for that reason that I think he'll stay at Man U. If he can, he'll want to stay and prove himself. Big players have big egos. They don't want to go down as failures anywhere. They want to stay and fight.
It was definitely. It was looking a little bit earlier in the season that he might have outlasted Van Gaal.
Yeah.
It wasn't, especially with there's a big bit of movement, isn't there, in the European market this week with Klopp leaving Dortmund.
I know.
So everyone who supports a sort of Galactico type side is probably thinking, well, you're not quite like that guy. And is he Pellegrino's replacement maybe at Chelsea? At Man City, or?
I don't see Klopp coming in at Man City for one very specific reason. Klopp is the sort of guy who builds a culture. His teams, he has a philosophy. He's about the club, not the team. Man City's managers come in for the team.
I know we're so sidetracked here. Where do you have a guess?
Klopp next season.
He's a Liverpool guy. He's a Liverpool guy, isn't he?
He is a Liverpool guy, but Brendan Rodgers is
more of a Liverpool guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's well entrenched there. He's actually an Arsenal guy, but Wenger's going nowhere.
Upstairs. I don't mean upstairs. I mean.
He's an atheist.
Yeah.
No, I just don't see Wenger going anywhere anytime soon. I think Klopp might be out of a gig for a while. Right. I wouldn't be surprised to see Klopp do something like Mourinho did when Mourinho left Chelsea. Rejected offers until Inter Milan came up and thought, right, so this is a club with all the potential in the world, and I can really make my mark there. Rather than I just come in and I'm the next guy, a sitting duck, basically.
Yeah, no, you are. I know. Let's it's my fault that. Let's jump back to the team. Final player, flex possession. So you got a lot of money left, and it wouldn't be fantasy football land unless you picked.
Well, it's Eden Hazard, isn't it? I mean, the guy just guarantees points. He's so good. It's frightening how good he is. So good.
And if you've got the money and you can afford him, and you can build a really strong lineup, then you stick Hazard in.
Yep. So my Asmir Begovic pick was directly responsible for me being able to sign Hazard. I'll take that trade off.
Great.
Okay, right, we have to wrap up because we're going long yet again. As always, it's an absolute pleasure. Now, you need to follow us on Twitter at Super Lobby because David here is doing some heroic in-running commentary. So at Super Lobby on Twitter. Check out the site, check out dailyfantasylobby.com because we have the Super Lobby product in there. We also have the team lineups now up and running, going really smoothly, and it also gives you like the first look at our forthcoming podcast talking about the latest developments in DFS-land. So I'm Christy.
I'm David.
As always, it's an absolute pleasure, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.